Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you all have had a wonderful week. I hope that you all have had a joyous week. I hope that you've had a freeing week. And most of all, I hope that you have taken the time to thank God for something that He has done for you on this week. Even if it's just opening your eyes, even if it's just giving you a revelation, thank Him for something that He has done for you on this week. Today's word of encouragement is still coming from, of course, Psalms 34. And it's basically just me going over some of the key points that really stuck out to me. And the title of today's encouragement is Share in His Goodness. Share in His goodness. And it's very important for us to share in His goodness because you never know who needs to hear what you have to say. Sometimes you may feel like you are overlooked when you share. Sometimes you may feel like your voice is a little softer than someone else's when you share. And sometimes you may even feel like you are less important when you share. Sometimes you may feel like just because I don't have a title, I can't share. That is not true. That is not the case at all. I promise you, somebody, somewhere, somehow is going to hear what you have to say because your voice is very distinct and it's going to be drawn to, or those people that you are called to, let me put it that way, the nation that you are called to is going to be drawn to your distinct voice. It's going to be drawn to your testimony. It's going to be drawn to your sharing, no matter what, no matter the title you carry. And I'm putting that in air quotes because so many people put so much on titles, and it's not even in the title, it's in the person itself. So you can have someone that is a servant, you can have someone that's not a pastor, you can have someone that's just coming in, you can even have someone who is drinking, someone who's smoking, someone who is under the influence at that point in time. He can even use them to get the word across. So just because of your situation, just because of your circumstance at that point in time, don't think that your voice is not distinct enough. Sorry about that. Don't think that your voice is not distinct enough to get that point across. Because when He wants that point to be drawn across, He's definitely going to make sure that it reaches who it's supposed to reach. So some things that truly stuck out to me is I'm gonna start first with tasting. Oh, taste and see. And that stuck out to me because when I said it starts with just the taste, it's not a invitation for this person to taste or that person to taste. It's not where you are going to taste test for a wedding where just the bride, the groom, and the parents, or the bride, the groom, and whoever they choose go out and taste test the cake. It's not one of those things. It's a matter of the invitation is out there for everyone. It's up to you to accept the invite and come in to taste and see. That really stuck out to me because so many people think that, and we had Bible study last night, so I shared this testimony last night as well, but so many people think that you have to be so cleaned up, and so many people think that you have to be so perfect. You have to have things lined up accordingly to be able to give your yes, or to be able to come and even just get a taste. But that's not the case. When I gave my yes, I was still smoking. When I gave my yes, of course, I would, like I said, I was still smoking. So the same vehicle that I would read my scriptures in and do my prayers in would be the same vehicle that I'm smoking in. And I say that to say, when I gave my yes, He took it away. He took away the taste when He felt the need to take away the taste. Not just because I gave a yes and it was, okay, you gave me your yes, now I'm going to take all of these things away. It was, no, you gave me your yes, now trust me and trust my timing and know that I'll do it in my time. Now for me, it was quick, fast, and in a hurry. But for the next person, it may not be that fast. So don't get discouraged looking at someone else's journey just because it's not happening that fast for you. Don't get discouraged looking at someone else's walk because they seem to be getting things that you're not getting. You can't determine how your walk is going to go just by a glance at someone else's lifestyle. You can't determine how your walk is going to go, how your yes is going to turn out by just a glance at the outer appearance of someone. All you're looking at is just the outer appearance. So you're judging a book by its cover, not recognizing, not understanding, not knowing the full story that's in between those pages, between the front cover and the back cover. And it's not even for you to know. It's not for you to judge. It's not for you to say, well, this person is getting this, so why can't I get this? That is where malice, that is where pride, that is where jealousy, envy, that is where all of those things come into play. However, if you are taking in the fruits of the Spirit, if you are being a product, putting out the fruits of the Spirit, what you take in is what you're going to put out. Let me put it that way. So what you take in is what you're going to put out. So if you are taking in a surrounding full of jealousy, a surrounding full of chaos, a surrounding full of pride, envy, malice, if you're taking those things in, then quite naturally, that's what's going to come out. However, when you decide to take in the fruits of the Spirit, take in the joy, the peace, the long suffering, and I know I'm missing some, but I'm just using that as a reference. If you take those things in, then what you're going to put out is those things. So you can't look at someone's outer appearance and think, okay, well, that's what they're putting out, because it's not what's on the outside that they're putting out. It's what's on the inside that's coming out. And I say all that to say, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't be so quick to look at somebody and judge. Don't be so quick to look at somebody's life and think that they have it all together, when really behind closed doors, it's not. It's chaotic. But also, in turn, don't be so quick to flare your nose at somebody who doesn't look the part. To you, doesn't look the part. I'll use myself, for instance. Somebody will look at me really quickly and say, she's got a double nose piercing, so she shouldn't be behind the pulpit. Whole time, you don't know what God has done on the inside of me. You're looking at me judging my outer appearance. You looking at me judging my outer appearance. You don't know what you have just blocked or what you have just pushed off because of what you are seeing on the outside. So you don't know, you haven't even given me the chance to give you my testimony. You haven't even given me the chance to give you a taste of what he has done for me, because you're looking at me judging the outer appearance. So don't judge a book by its cover. Don't look at a person and just turn them down just because of how they look, and because of how they look to you is not according to the book or according to tradition, according to religion. And I use air quotes because all of those things are just words to me. It's what's in here that matters most. It's what's in your heart. It's what's inside. And it's that relationship. That relationship is what matters most. So don't be so quick to look at the outer appearance because it doesn't align with your religion. Look at the inside. Ask God to reveal to you what's on the inside of that person. And he will. Ask him to reveal to you what's on the inside of that person, so then you can use your spiritual discernment. You can think Colossians 3:2 is my foundation scripture for my ministry, Dare to Declare. And it's you thinking things above and not things on the flat surface. You thinking things above, looking beyond what it looks like now, looking beyond what it looks like in front of you, putting on the mind of a kingdom mindset instead of thinking fleshly. That's basically, it's me paraphrasing just to get the point across to you, but that's basically what that means to me and why I was led to use that as my foundational scripture. So that is one of the things that stuck out to me. Another thing that stuck out to me is the title alone of today's encouragement, share in his goodness. Why wouldn't you want to share his goodness with the next person? Why wouldn't you want to share what he has done for you? Why wouldn't you want to give your testimony of how he has freed you, how he has unlocked your chains, how he has unleashed you from that prison? Why wouldn't you want to share that? That's just like you getting the steps to gain $1 million, but you want to hold it for yourself, and you want to be greedy and hold that for yourself, and you don't want to go out and share with the next person who may be struggling, who may need the steps to get that, but you don't want to go share that because you want it all for yourself. But how is that helping you by keeping that all to yourself? It's no different than your testimony. It's no different than sharing in his goodness. Why would you want to keep that all to yourself? Spread that kindness, spread that goodness, spread that all out amongst other people, so that way we can all go out together and we can grow together. Spread that all out together so that we can grow together. So share your testimony. You never know who's waiting to hear your testimony. You also never know who may share that very testimony, who may need to hear what you have to say. Know that their story may not look like your story. Know their steps may not look like your steps. But you sharing that has helped them to maneuver so they too can get to the point of being able to share their testimony as well. Be open. Be free. Don't be too open that you disclose every single little detail of your life, because of course you have to keep some things on the inside. Everything is not for everybody. But share and be free in a safe space, of course. Share and be free in a safe space, of course. Some other things that stuck out to me was he hears the cries of the righteous. He hears the cries of the righteous. So to me, that lets me know that as long as I am doing things according to his will, as long as I am doing things according to his plan, as long as I remain obedient in alignment with his will, then he's going to hear my cry. They're not going to fall upon deaf ears. My prayers are not going to just go up and come back down and hit the ground. They're going to go up and they're going to hit him, and he's going to hear them, because I have done the things that he has requested and required of me to do. I have gone out to go reach the nations. I have gone out to the streets to reach the homeless, to encourage them. I have gone to the prison doors. And I'm not saying that I have physically done this, but I'm saying when you do these things, whatever the it is that he has called you to do, when you do that he's going to in turn do things for you. And it may not be the way that you're thinking it's going to come, but don't push off what he sends. And by that I mean, you could be sending out prayers, or you could be sending out cries. Maybe you've paid for someone's lunch, but now you are short $100 on your bill. But because he told you to go out and do that, and you were obedient, you spent your last to make sure that these people had lunch, because they were homeless and maybe they didn't have the money to get what they needed. So you spent your last that you had, knowing that you have a bill, but trusting that he's going to provide for you. That is the cry of the righteous not falling upon deaf ears. You are going out, and you can also share your point of view, your vision, or your view on that as well. Please don't just take my opinion. Please don't just take my word for it. Everybody reads the word. Everybody dissects the word in a different way. So everybody's going to get material. Everybody's going to get information in a different viewpoint. So please do share in the comments and let me know your point of view on things as well. Then we can all grow together. We can all learn together, and we can all gain wisdom from one another. Don't gatekeep and hold it for yourself. And also don't just take my word for it. But that to me is hearing the cry of the righteous, because I knew what I had. I knew what I didn't have as well. But also, I didn't just let it go to waste. I didn't just throw away my last bit of money and then go cry to him and say, oh, well, God, I didn't splurge on my last little bit of money. Let me put it that way. And then go cry to him and say, God, I need help paying this bill. That is disobedience. That is not using your mind. That is being foolish. I'll just be real and say what it is. That's being foolish. However, if he tells you to go, hey, spend your last $20 and get this couple, they're homeless, they don't really have anywhere to go. Go spend your last $20 and get this couple a meal and trust that I'm going to provide this $100 for you for this bill. That is hearing the cry of the righteous. He told you what to do, and he told you what you would get in return. Now, if what you do with that is what you do with that. But if you choose not to, he may not give you that $80 to make up because you already have $20. So he may not give you that $80 to make up so that you have the $100 to pay your bill. However, if you take and sow that $20 to make sure that this couple gets a meal, he's going to in turn give you the whole $100 and possibly more. But if you turn that down or you flare up your nose and say, I'm not helping them, this is all that I have, then that's all you're going to have. So it's important to share in his righteousness. It's important to know that he hears the cries of the righteous. It's important to know that he's a redeemer as well. So if you go to him and you repent and you go to him and you let him know, God, I'm sorry. God, I surrender. And let him know that you are no longer going to do whatever it is that you did or said anymore. He's going to redeem you. He's going to forgive you. He's going to wipe the slate clean. But it's up to you, once again, to not do that thing anymore. Not say that thing anymore. And this right here, I know is very hard to go like this with. So that's my next point. Sometimes you have to just be quiet. That is another point that I took from that. Sometimes you just have to be quiet. I'm going to say point blank period. Sometimes you just got to shut up. Sometimes you, and I don't like saying shut up, but sometimes you just got to shut up. Because you never know what, your words are powerful. Your tongue, the words that you come out, they are a powerful seed. And you never know when he's telling you to just shut it up. You never know what seed he's stopping you from planting. You never know what pain he's stopping you from planting. You never know any of that. So it's important to just shut up. And I know that's hard for some to hear. That's hard sometimes for me to hear because I like to have the last word. And sometimes I'm gonna have the last word. And I can be very petty at times too. But at the same time, when he tells me to just shut it up, I have to just shut it up. And again, like I said yesterday, the things that I'm giving you are definitely things that he has handled me with. So I'm not giving you anything that I have not already been dealt with. I'm not giving you anything. I can't tell you the story of a book I haven't read. Let me put it that way. I can't tell you the story of a book I haven't read. I can't tell you the goodness of the outcome of abiding and being obedient if I haven't abided and been obedient. I can't tell you the meat of the book and how it's going to turn out if I haven't read the meat of the book to see how it's going to turn out. I say that to say things that I have dealt with, things that I have gone through, I can't tell you how it's going to turn out. I can't tell you the goodness of God. I can't tell you how he has brought me out, how he has gotten me through. I can't tell you all of those things if I haven't gone through those things. So that's why I say all of that to say, what I give you, please take heed, because I've been dealt with it too. I've had to deal with it as well. So what I give to you, please make sure that you do take heed. Now, I've given you the information. What you do with the information is up to you. It's just like when someone, like I said a couple days ago on another word of encouragement, when someone gives you $100 and you go splurge with that $100, what you do with that is your business and what you do with that. I've given it to you. It's in your hands. But now it's up to you to do what it is that you know you need to do with it. So I've given you the information. I've planted the seed in your ground. I have done all of those things. Now it's up to you to make sure that you do what it is that you're supposed to do. But I'm at work, so I'm going to hop off of here. But I pray that this has encouraged you in some way, shape, or form. And please share how Psalms 34 has blessed you throughout this week, because it has definitely blessed me. Give me your point of views on things. Give me your outlook on things. Let's share in this wisdom together. This is not just me teaching. This is just T Speaks encouragement. That's all I'm doing, is giving you encouragement, letting you know that you too can make it through. You too can make it out. So let's stick together. Let's grow in wisdom. Let's grow in knowledge together in unity. Have a great day. Have a wonderful Friday. And I love you all.